Friday night finale. Uh, Tired right now. I watched the Little Monkey for a few hours today, and also had Patriot Super Gymnast and Patriot 7 there too. They came home early, but they was more of a help than they was watching because they really was right there with me. So it was good to be back to babysit her just to get to see her. I'd missed her so much, and she was starting to get really off the charts, missing her papa. But there's so many good things happening out there, guys, and I'm going to talk about the kids since I've already talked about three of them. You know, Patriot Small Hank, he's over his sickness, so he went back to school today. And Patriot Kira, she's 10 months old today. It's hard to believe everything we went through that she's 10 months old, but seems longer just because of that first month, Patriot Little Leona, and then all the Patriot kids, Patriot Super Jimmy, Patriot 11 with your Diane with an E, his grandson with Hunter and Harper, Patriot Karate Kid and Patriot Wyatt Earp, Patriot Princess, our queen, Patriot Wyatt, our ball player. I hope he's doing better. Haven't had an update from Jana lately, but we hope and pray he's doing better. And, there's a lot of people we're losing, but I'm going to get to that after the kids. But, Patriot Boog and Boogaloo and Boogaroo. And John asked me if he sent me something today. He sent me a picture, and it was kind of funny. It was a cartoon type thing, and it was very funny. And I appreciate John sending it because I think we all need to just back down and take a laugh every now and then. Take a deep breath and laugh and enjoy life. Because what we're about ready to go into, everyone, it's going to be second to none. I mean, I'll get into that in a minute and that, but all the Patriot kids, the college kids who I really don't get to associate with them as much as I'd like to, but I still do somewhat. And I know Patriot ISU goes to Illinois State. He's my great nephew, and I've talked to his mom, my niece, plus she's my goddaughter also. But that's the kids, and I'm not going to cut anybody down. Everybody has the right to do their shows, but when you watch Chaz and them guys like that, you watch Mark, you watch Dr. Charlie, David Rodriguez, and Patriot Diane with two N's, buddy, I can't even think of his name right now. But when you watch all these, they never have a segment about the kids. Why? How many times have you heard the hat say it's about the kids? But none of them talk about it. And I'm not saying our show is better because we do talk about the kids, but how do you get across to the kids that we're doing this for them and you don't talk about it? And I'm not telling them to change their shows. They're very successful people. They have more contacts than me. But see, I have the contacts of everyone here. And that's enough for me because you guys do an amazing job getting me the information needed to do a show. But it's about the kids 100%. I never say a prayer that I don't say to God. It's about the children. Take care of 100% of them. The place that Danny Thomas started, they're happy because they're saving kids at a 90% rate. That still means 10 out of every 100 pass away. If you could do a surgery like they're going to do on me the 16th of this month, and you could get that to almost 99%, why can't we get the kids? And we have the capabilities to do it. We all know we have the capabilities to do it in Jimmy's most important thing, Super Jimmy's most important thing, and that's special beds. And I was talking to some people the other day, a little girl. Me and Ron decided to have a Subway sandwich. We love the steak and cheese, and we have not had one probably since that stuff hit in 2020. So we decided to have one yesterday, and the girls are making my sandwich, and all of a sudden the girl in a Subway shirt comes up to me, and she starts doing sign language on me and talking, but you could tell she was deaf. She got hurt in a car accident about 6 months ago, and she lost her hearing. She has a little bit of hearing in one side, so if she can learn to read lips, she can make out things you're saying. But she's very frustrated because as a 19-year-old girl trying to learn sign language at this point, and maybe I was thinking when I seen her, maybe instead of teaching kids in school how to go out and have sex, maybe providing kids in school with the things to go out and protect themselves. Maybe we ought to teach them something that's worthwhile, and just in case that happens, they know sign language. Because I am very, very disappointed when we go to this new world. I really hope that they put the responsibility of teaching a child about sex to the parents again. Now it's an invitation to go out and do whatever you want to do. And it bothers me something fierce. But this little girl, she's talking, and as I'm paying the girl, I said, I got some good news. And she said, what? I said, Google, the bits, call them what they are. And the girl in the back did, and she goes, oh my gosh, you got to see this. So she took the little girl in that's having trouble hearing now, and she had her read it. And they asked me, they said, are they real? And I said, yeah. And they're going to be released very soon. So don't get frustrated. I looked at the little girl and said, don't get frustrated. Do the best you can for the time you have. But we really need them. And that was part of my major conversation with God today, was to talk to him about these beds. Enough is enough. There was a show on a while back, a few years ago, and this guy he married Jennifer Lopez in the show, and he beat her, and he beat her, and he beat her. And she finally said, that's the name of the show, enough. And she finally got the right people to teach her how to protect herself. Well, needless to say, he never beat her again. And that's where we are, I believe, in these beds. I think Jimmy will agree, and others will agree. Enough. It's time we bring them to the world. I can talk to the nurses. I can talk to the doctors. I can talk to people until my face is blue. But the bottom line is, enough is enough. And it's time to move forward. So by moving forward, I'm going to say the pledge. First, I'm going to say the prayer, then I'm going to say the pledge, then I'm going to play the music, and then we'll get into the show. Dear Lord, as we come here to you tonight, we come here to you in a way that there's several people that's approached me recently that they've lost a loved one. My son-in-law just had to come home from work where he was working in St. Louis yesterday to go to a wake of a dear friend's dad. I've lost my little dog. I know Linda was telling me she had to take her little cat to the vet today, and I don't know. I haven't heard the outcome there. But my brother-in-law and so many other people, Myrna, how this woman keeps going is beyond me, Lord. It's just, she doesn't stop. She's like the Energized Bunny. She just, no matter what hand you deal her with death and stuff, she takes a beating but keeps on ticking. Whatever. That ain't how I really wanted to come out. But I just want you to look after all of us, Lord, and bring these magical beds to us, and get everybody in good frame of mind. And let's go to our heaven on earth. And I pray to you through my Savior, your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen and amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd work for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, where the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, oh, from sea to shining sea. From Detroit down to Houston, and New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say, oh, and I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I'd rather stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. God bless this country. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
No, there is no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. Yes, I'm proud to be an American where I am free, and the freedom is supposed to go to series very soon. Run very rampant. We're almost, imagine imagine being in a situation where you're in the home stretch. But see, the difference is we're not going to have a photo finish. It's just going to be the finish that wipes away the terrible, terrible people. Now, Patriot Diane with two N's, she sent me a picture today of the great Buddy Holly. And beside him, there was a picture of someone else, which I will not mention names, but it might have some wood involved in it. And a little bit of Lynn. And I said, thank you for sharing that. Well, Diane went on to say she sees no resemblances at all. And I meant to get back with her, but I got busy with the little monkey. And I says to her, I said, Diane, well, I was going to say to her, so I'll say it now. So if she's on, she'll hear it. I was going to say, you got to remember Buddy Holly in that picture was 20, 21, or 22 years old. That was back in 22 years old in 1959 when supposedly that fatal crash took him away from us. But we kind of know differently, so let's just leave it at that. But that being said, uh, it's a situation that I can see some figures in the nose. We used to have a guy out here that says if you really want to know, you look at the ears. I really didn't get a close look at the ears, but it could be or could not be. But here's my thing. In 1959, he went away. Before he reappears, if he reappears, why would you come out now and tell who he is? Think about it. It doesn't make a bit of sense. But there's a lot of chatter out there. Someone posted yesterday, can't wait till Michael is singing, Elvis is swinging, and Princess Di is looking as beautiful as she can look, or something in that regard. And it's true. But where is it stopping? Who, I think part of me has me so excited about what we're going to find out. Are the Beatles all with us? See, growing up, I was such a Beach Boy. I love Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, and the Bopper, but they died supposedly hours before my 5th birthday. So when I really got into music about 9 or 10 years old, listening to WLS on AM 90, talk music show. WLS was the greatest station ever. I really wish they'd bring it back, where people of today could understand what music is. This stuff they sing today, and anybody who wants to take offense to what I'm going to say, feel free to do so. But it seems to me it's about the 90s. You can't understand what they're saying. I watched a guy sing the national anthem the other night, and the way he sang it, I really wanted to vomit. Had a great voice, but he ruined it. Why? Oh, because he had a great voice, and it's one of the few times you see someone get booed doing the national anthem. And like I said, this guy could have sang it normal with his beautiful voice and got a standing ovation. Because to me, going to a sport event and you got someone out there good that sings it. And it goes into major sports, Super Bowls, World Series. Super Bowl, they got it over and under. How long is it going to take? Talk about being able to rig something. The guy goes out there and he says, okay, the over is 3 minutes. Can he get it done in 3 minutes? He tells his people, I'm going to take over 3 minutes, so bet all you want. Gambling, I really hope goes away. I really do. And I used to be an avid gambler. Vegas, play the machines, play something like that. But in sports, that's all they talk about is gambling, how to place bets. It's got to go away. It's got to go away. So today, or last night on Bruce, and I'm going to read it here in a few minutes. But before I get into Bruce, I wanted to cover a couple of things. Ron sent me this from TNT Tony. I just got to bring it up, so be patient. TNT Tony said there was a rate change 2 days ago in Baghdad. The Iraq people could not transfer funds through Western Union. The Million-Man March was today and was peaceful. Tony said the people still did not have access to their monies. There would have been riots, so something changed. Let me get back here and see what else we got to share. Here's Bruce's reading part of last night's call. I'm going to read it, and then I'm going to talk about it because there's some things being said. Today when I listened to the call, as I was going over to babysit the monkey, he was saying something about we can't get to certain points, and I'll explain that in a little bit. We can't get to certain points unless there's all world peace. And we know this. But he also talked about by midnight tonight, Clarence Thomas could roll on the Brunsons, which would take down, you know what? It would also give, you know who, the right to be the president of the United States. And he says, and as he's saying this, and then he says things have to change, you know, which would change if Thomas rules in our favor, which he's going to. We just don't know when. He said by midnight tonight. But you know, once the hat is in there will be no more conflicts. And then someone's supposed to come on and also explain the Ukraine situation. I want to listen to that very, very decisively because it means a lot to me. But as he said, the hat will be back. I said, talking to myself, I said, well, it won't take more than a couple days to end all the quarrels then once he's back. And Bruce comes out and says, and you know that once he's back, it won't take more than a couple days to end it. So I guess I'm starting to think a little bit like Bruce. Okay, where are we now? Jeannie mentioned about the Brunson case. And it will go well. The intel won't take long. And most of you know from Tuesday, I said Tuesday, we are looking for political change and the Speaker of the House being Jim Jordan. See, I had heard it was going to be someone else, but I guess this gentleman is trying to recover from cancer. So keep him in prayer. But it looks like it's going to be Jim Jordan. And now, Scalise now dropped. Scalise, that's the guy, has dropped out of the running. So it seems like Jim Jordan will get the speaker position. An announcement tomorrow. We're looking for 4 or 5 things to happen between now and midnight Friday. The Speaker of the House and also the reversal of the, what happened in 2020 results, and hearing between now and midnight, and also the political change of the removal of Sleepy and the real president being reinstated. And yes, our notifications for us and the bondholders to receive access to funds and us to receive our notifications with toll-free numbers to the redemption or of Zim. And it could happen almost at the same time and come out with either the EBS, EAS, EWS, and maybe the first fruits of disclosure. We should hear quite a few things about the truth of the UKRAINE, and Jim Jordan is looking to share. And also, the Iron Dome was hacked for about 30 minutes, and bombs flew, and people were killed, and it was not good at all. My understanding before the big G kicks in shortly, and we need to be at peace for that to happen. And the countries of the world all the countries of the world signed off no more war and right. And now it doesn't look like that, but we have to see this come together. President the Hat should address that probably on day one. I am looking forward to hearing initially after 4 p.m. today or tomorrow. And he has been extended. It has been extended to midnight Friday night. And sometimes we do not get new intel that does change things into the perspective, with bonds being handled out of Reno, Miami, and 38,000 bondholders being processed that comes to the sales of the bonds. And we don't have to wait for them to finish, meaning the Tier 3B and 4 do not have to wait. We can get our notifications. So we believe our start is imminent, and most of the BH will have their information by midnight tomorrow. And we also have to watch those emails for us. Some bondholders were not worthy of receiving some funds a substantial amount is now back in the hands of the restored republic and treasury, and the money is in spades. And they're not going to give BH until they are convinced that all is correct and going to the right owners and the intentions in mind. I am excited for us now. Bruce has gone on to talking about, Sue and her projects. So thinking this is all intel we have, Bruce, for tonight. Now, you guys, this is a blessing. This is what we've been waiting for. We're all very, very excited. We're all very, very happy about what is about to take place. And I believe we're right on the verge of being there. Now, I've said it a lot, but if you notice, I never say a date anymore unless I'm reading what Bruce has to say. Unless Mike Penny says it. I let them say the dates, and I will repeat what they say. But for me to go and pick a date, I will not do it. Will it happen by midnight tonight? Will the hat be back in office tomorrow? Will Sleepy be sleeping for good? We don't know. We're just waiting anxiously. If it doesn't happen by midnight tonight, it may be midnight tomorrow or Sunday, but it's imminent. It's going to happen. So I don't know if anybody listened. I didn't. But Bruce was supposed to have been interviewed by Bob. I have no idea what it was about. I really don't care. What?
I started to, but
Ron said he started to.
Bob was talking about his products.
But all Bob wanted to do is talk about his products and not really interview. Here's something. The preparation is almost over. The feeling at the end is victorious. We declare an early victory. Mr. Poole coming.
I think Sue made a good point when she was doing her part of the show last night. And she said that things in the world are going to change.
Rod said he listened to Sue's part last night.
Bruce told us about
it. Bruce told it. And she said, things are going to change. Well, yeah, that's obvious. But, at least she said it
for the better
without, promoting her thing. And, I mean, they have the right to promote anything they want. Restored Republic via GCR as of October 13, 2023. Restored Republic via GCR update as of Friday 13, 2023. Compiled by Judy Biding. Red alert, my fellow Americans. It's showtime, President the Hat. High alert, you are urged to stay at home this weekend. UMass has called for a day of JIHAD, dedication to the persecution of Christians and Jews on Friday the 13th October. Mideast terrorists, Iran, UMass, and all Al-Qaeda extremists were in the U.S. set to cause chaos. Iran and Israel globalists behind the attack on Israel have said America is next. National Guard, Global Alliance military, mobilize, pray. You'll never walk alone, for where we go, one, we go all.
the march they had in Iraq today. Everything went peaceful.
What's that?
The march they had in Iraq today, everything went peaceful.
Yeah, Ron is saying the march they had in Iraq today all went peaceful.
So something must be up.
We need to sit back, let the military handle this. It's time for the world to wake up to the Kardashian mafias. The times are too grave to challenge, to urgent the stakes too high to permit the customary passions of the political debate. We are not here to curse the darkness, but the light. Now, one of the things Bruce also said that wasn't covered, Bruce made the statement that we were supposed to have like 15 or 20 minutes when we went in. Now they want to try to keep it at 10. You'll go in, you'll get about 2.5 minutes to present. You'll leave them a packet of your information, and we'll move forward. They'll count the money, they'll pay you the money, they'll get your bank accounts open and everything from there. And so it's all good for us. Rumors were rambling that the special event was happening on Friday, 13th October, while the same time HAMAS was calling for worldwide persecution of Christians and Jews. You know, really and truthfully, the stuff that Judy's got left, I really don't want to cover because we've talked about getting the 800 number. We've talked about rates. I believe the rates are going to blow us away. I really do. I don't know what they're going to be, but you're talking to a gentleman here and Ron over here that when we got in and we bought Dinar and Dawn, when we bought that, we was hoping that we could get $1 for Dawn and about $2.50 to $3 for the Dinar. And we would have been set for life. But it's going to be way higher than that. What I'm hearing is double digits in both. I've also heard very good things about the Venezuelan money and so much other. The Zim. I mean, someone said the other night they had a $100 billion note. A $100 billion note. If you only get 1 penny, that's still $1 billion. 1 penny on that. And we're going to get more than that. They're going to make so much money available for the redemption centers, not the redemption centers, but the work that we got to do to build God's world into where it's supposed to be. With that, guys, as you know, I'm keeping them around 30 to 35 minutes. This is doctor's orders. It was either 3 times a week. And I would like to do some recorded ones, but my phone is just not working right. I need a new phone, but I'm just too cheap to go get one. So it's going to be 3 days a week for a while, 30 to 35 minutes. And as I said, this is doctor's orders. So if something breaks tonight, tomorrow, I'll come back on tomorrow night or Sunday. If not, I'll see you Monday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time from Patriot 5 and Patriot 6. Have a great weekend. Keep your vibrations up, stay positive, and know we're in the final drive. Good night, everyone. We love you all.